Good morning, everyone. So I would say that this is my maybe fourth day back really at work. I've been working in my classroom for several days before contract time, just to kind of get it set up. And I've had a lot of helpers come in, my mom, my sister, and my friend Lucinda, and then my daughters, of course, who've really been working hard on getting my classroom together. Today I am at my first day of new teacher orientation, which is always a little funny to me because I've been teaching for such a long time. But I'm sure they're going to go over a lot of important information, I hope. So hopefully it'll be a great day today. It is now 4:08 and it's been a very long day. I have been in a gym all day long, which is always interesting to me that they kind of lump brand new, never taught teachers along with experienced teachers, because I would say there are about 15 to 20 teachers who've been teaching for several years, which is not to say that we are all exactly the same, even though we've been teaching for a long time. But some of the things I feel like could have been done a lot quicker, or we could have learned them at an accelerated pace. So talking about differentiated instruction, including for teachers, I felt like we did a lot of the same activities that we've always done. I don't think that any of the activities that we did were ground shaking, ground moving. It'll change the way that I practice teaching. Evaluation systems kind of run the same way. They all have different indicators, just with different names. The indicators are very similar in a lot of ways. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cross-reference the school that I was at last year, the district I was at last year, with this evaluation system, just to kind of identify where indicators I was at last year, and then to make sure that when I get my evaluation this year, that there's not a huge dip or change in my teaching strategies, which there might be because I have a big learning curve, especially with project-based learning. Got a big binder. Join my union, which is always an important part to ever since I was a new teacher, because I just felt like there was a community who kind of backed me up and understood what the needs of teachers were. So I always am part of the school union. I just wish I had more time to be a little bit more active with the advocacy part. Met a lot of new teachers and reminded me just how scary and exciting this profession can be, which is a bonus when I get to come to new teacher orientation and be part of the group and have conversations, as it gives me an opportunity to really get to meet new teachers and kind of reassure them and let them know, hey, we're all in this together, and there are some things that even though you're scared about today, this is terrible to say, but they'll still be the same when you're 10 years down the road. Like, how do I organize my classroom? How do I organize my lessons? What do I do when my lessons don't line up with things? So a lot of the fears are still the same. Contemplating going in to my building, but I'm also very mentally exhausted. Not physically exhausted, but mentally exhausted, because even though there was a lot of repeated learning from previous jobs, I still do take an active role. So I take note of what are some things that I need to keep in consideration to make sure that I am a highly effective teacher in my current district. So that's the news, but I also have to think about my family, where I have my little monkeys at home, and my husband and my sister, who all need support from me as well. So I think I'm going to call it a day today and head home. Hey guys, I am back from a very long day at my new teacher orientation, and I came back to a little package, which always makes me feel really good. And I don't know if I can convey it at all in words. When you guys give me things, I try to say thank you online and try to make sure you get the kudos that you deserve, because I'm very lucky to have the community that I have and the support that I have to be able to do what I do on a day-to-day basis, because there are a lot of teachers that don't have the community that I have. I have helpers who come into my room. I have parents who are excited to give back to me, and then I have you guys who get me stuff from my Amazon wish list, which is so important to me, because they're just tools that I need to buy and I would have to buy anyways, and it already starts to add up at the beginning of the year, especially when I started new school, just to, you know, you leave behind all your furniture, you leave behind all of your books that belong to the school, and you leave behind all of your manipulatives, and even as far as like your markers and your erasers, things that the school that you left by you. So it's almost like you abandoned the last home that you lived in, and you have to rebuild your home every time. So all of the things you guys get me isn't something small, you know, even if it's crayons, something that now I can carry from school to school. So thank you so much to the person who got me this. I'm trying to look on here. Amazon, when you buy things from their wish list, they don't tell you who bought it for you. They just kind of tell you, hey, somebody got you something from your wish list. But I would love to thank this person personally, but this was one of the things that I've always wanted as a teacher. And I've looked for it forever and ever, but now I finally have one, and it's just this really cool system of drawers that I can put my expo markers, I can put my highlighters, I can put my little things like thumbtacks and paper clips in here, just because we have so many tools that we have to use on a daily basis, that this kind of just provides a central location for them. So thank you so much. It's so great to come home and find these amazing things. So I got this today, and I also got two more things. One is my smooth cardstock, which is paper that you can use for what do you call them? Scrapbooks, but for me, I can use this paper to cut into for my Cricut, so that's awesome. So thank you, Kaylee, for that. That one actually came with a little gift receipt because I got one of these guys. And then thank you, Elizabeth Flores, for my eraser, because things like this you don't have, or you get an eraser that's not magnetic, which is so needed to be able to put the magnet on the board so that it's always available, and it cleans up your area. So anything that just makes my job easier just warms my heart. So thank you so much.